There are a lot of choices you can make in Vault Hunters, but at least with specializations and abilities, you can change your mind, because you have Choice Flasks, which we are going to be taking a look at today. There are a total of 15 abilities you can get, and 15 Choice Flasks, but some of the abilities don't really give you specializations, so the Choice Flasks for those specific abilities don't really have a use right now. The abilities that don't have specializations for now are Ghost Walk, Mana Shield, Execute, and Summon Eternal. All the other abilities have one or more specializations depending on the specific case. The Choice Flasks for the abilities without specializations don't have crafting recipes. Almost all the Choice Flasks for abilities that have specializations are craftable, except for Taunt and Stonefall. Now let's have a look at these Choice Flasks and what you need to craft them. If you want to revert your specialization for Vein Miner, you are going to need a Red Vault Essence, a Vault Diamond block, and 6 pieces of Netherite, and you are going to get a Choice Flask that is only usable to remove selected specialization for Vein Miner, no other ability. The next Choice Flask is for Heal. It also needs a Red Vault Essence and 3 golden apples. And there you have it. Next, if you want to revert back to your original dash, you need another Red Vault Essence and a Trident. For a Nova Choice Flask, you need a Wutodic Mass and the same ingredients as before. Next, we have the Mega Jump, so if you want to get rid of your drill specializations, you need some Rabbit Feet. The next flask is on the more expensive side. You are going to need 2 Echo Gems and a Netherite Sword. This Choice Flask is for Rampage. For the tank ability, you are just going to need 3 shulker shells and yet again a Red Vault Essence. I'm going to leave the most complicated recipe for last, so let's have a look at the farmer specialization. You're going to need a poisonous mushroom, which you can get from level 14 up, and some driftwood. The next flask requires a lot of vault materials because it is the hunter one, which lets you change whatever you want to focus on, from objectives to coin piles, or even chests. And with that, those are all the Choice Flasks you can make and what items you need to get them. You have to remember though that you can't use Choice Flasks in vaults. So for example, if you'd like to use Hunter to focus on living chests, but you are already specialized in coin piles, let's say, you will not be able to drink it in the vault. You have to be in the overworld. So I think now is a good time to test how these flasks actually work, so let me spend some skill points. I'm going to get Nova and specialize in Poison, then Hunter and specialize in Wooden, and then I'm going to get Mega Jump and specialize in Dig. Alright, let's start with Nova first. If I'm going to use it now, you're going to see green particles all around me, and that is going to poison the mobs that are in a vicinity or close to me. And if I get the Choice Flask for Nova and drink it, it is going to let me change my specialization. So if we go here, we are going to see that now I'm not specialized in Nova. I do not get my skill point back because specializations don't require skill points in Vault Hunters 1.18, but I can now select Frost and specialize in that. And now if I use it again, you're going to see that now I have Nova Frost. The other 2 abilities I got were Hunter and Mega Jump, but for these to work we need to be in a vault. So let's change our location. Like I said before, I can't use Choice Flasks in the vault, so I did not bring them with me. If I'm gonna be in the vault, and I can go in the main room and test these ones out. If I were to use a Dig now, I would go down, and with the specialization for wooden chests, if I were to use that, I'm going to see where they are. As you can see, here are some gilded. It did not show me the gilded. It only showed me the wooden ones. Let's go back to the overworld and change our specialization. Now, I made it back outside the vault, and if I were to go and grab my Choice Flask for Mega Jump and Hunter, and drink them up, we're gonna see that my specializations are gone. As you can see now I have normal mega jump, and if I use it, this one I can use in the overworld. And if I drink the hunter one, it's gonna go back to a normal one. Or the base ability, better said. At first, you don't really need to focus on getting choice flasks. You can find them in gilded chests, or for those that you can craft, you can just make them. But they can be fairly useful if you want to change your specializations or the way you run vaults. For example, Frost Nova is better in the beginning, and then Poison, because it deals a lot of damage to the mobs around you. If you also level up the base Nova skill, is gonna probably be better later on. Choice Flasks give you the ability to change your mind about the specializations for your abilities. So if you find out that, let's say, Frost doesn't really work for you in vaults, but you still want to use Nova, you can either try the base skill or you can try to invest in Poison. Choice Flasks are also a good way to test out how skills work together with different specializations. And depending on what vaults you run, or later on if you want to get specific objectives for vaults, specializations are a good way to make sure you are well equipped fighting whatever the vault throws at you. Those are choice flasks, what they are, how you can use them, and how you can get them. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you enjoy, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more Vault Hunters content. See you in the next one!